Spring has showed up and our garden didn't hold back.
It sure didn't.
So today we're turning it into something simple, beautiful, and waste-free using a couple of techniques we've already shown you along the way. Asparagus mimosa is one of those dishes that looks fancy, but at its core is just simple kitchen cooking. Stick with us and we're going to show you how. So asparagus mimosa.
What's that, Dad?
That's a great question, Paisley. So asparagus mimosa is not actually something that you would drink. It is actually a plated cold salad of asparagus, a simple vinaigrette with some onions and some capers, a little bit of mustard, and then hard-boiled eggs that have been grated on top. The word mimosa is actually a French flower. Yellow, puffy, really, really pretty. And the egg that we're going to cook here for this dish is actually meant to mimic and pay homage to that flower. So it is a way that you can take vegetables and elevate them into something beautiful and delicious with very simple ingredients and a few cooking techniques. By the end of our time together, we are going to show you 5 techniques that you will use regularly in your kitchen, especially around springtime when vegetable gardens are going bonkers, when markets are teeming with great and beautiful things, or you just cook a lot of vegetables at your house. So today, Paisley's going to show you something special.
We're going to pick asparagus.
Paisley's going to show you how to pick asparagus if you've never done it before. After that, we're going to show you how to trim and blanch your asparagus properly. We're going to show you how to hard-boil an egg, make a simple vinaigrette, and plate like a pro. A lot of these techniques are things that we've gone over in depth. We're going to link all that in the description below so you can dive in deep and become a pro at each of those. So that way, when you go to make this dish again, you'll be able to do it without even thinking. You ready, Paige?
Yep.
Let's head out to the garden. All right, first step to making asparagus mimosa is actually procuring our asparagus. Now, not everybody that's watching this will be growing their own asparagus. It is a labor of love. It takes a couple of years to get it really going, just like ours is here. So for those that don't have access to it in their own garden, go ahead and grab it from your local store or your market. This will work just fine. So we're going to snip our asparagus that is ready, and Paisley here is going to show you how.
This is where you grab it, and then you bend it like this, and then voila!
So if you didn't catch all of that, we're going to take and go down the stem until we're about a couple inches off the ground. And we're going to gently bend the stalk over until it snaps. Everything below that is going to be really tough and woody. Now that we're back in from the garden, we're going to make sure that our hands are washed, our cutting board is secure. We're going to really quickly give our asparagus a rinse, and then we're going to move over to our cutting board. Now from here, we're going to clean the stems down just a little bit more, so that way everything is uniform. Asparagus mimosa is one of those dishes that looks really, really pretty when everything's lined up, but we're not going to waste. We're going to take all of those trimmings, we're going to put them in a bag and put them in the refrigerator for our next recipe. If you want that recipe, press that bell notification, and when that episode comes out, you'll be the first to get it. Once that is all trimmed up, we're going to get a blanching pot ready to go. So blanching is a technique that we've shown you before. Again, link in the description below. We're going to get a pot of salted water on really quickly. We're also going to get an ice bath ready. If we're moving too quickly, go ahead and check out the full in-depth recipe episode, and you'll be able to follow along quickly with us. Once that water is up to a boil, we're going to drop our asparagus in. We're going to blanch it for just a couple of minutes here until it's tender. Now you'll notice we're using purple and green asparagus. Normally I would not mix the two, but because this is what we have in our garden, we're going to use it. The purple color is going to disappear. It's going to kind of turn a dark gray-green, and that's okay for us here because again, we're not wasting what we have. Once that has been blanched perfectly, we're going to ice it down, and then we're going to move on to our next step. Our next skill is hard-boiling eggs. We're going to get a pot of water back on to a boil. For the recipe that we've got down in the description below, we only need a couple of eggs. You'll see here we're doing about 5 eggs because we like to have an extra backup just in case one of them splits or doesn't peel really well. But also we like to eat some eggs while we're cooking too. So you got a couple of extra little snacks while we're working. We're going to boil these eggs for roughly about 10 minutes. Now, if you want a jammier egg, we'll show you how to do that in that full-length episode. Again, linked in the description below. But for this one, because of the method that we're going to use, we're going to go full 10 minutes. And then we're going to also ice those down too. If you've never peeled an egg, you simply just gently tap it on your cutting board. You use the sides of your thumbs and peel the shell off. dunk it in some cold water to rinse any of the shell pieces off, and you've got your hard-boiled egg. For this recipe, we're going to use a box grater to grate our eggs. This is a little bit more French technique, not something that you need to do, but that's what this dish is named after. Again, it's that nice, beautiful yellow French flour, and the fluffy egg yolk that we're going to grate here is supposed to mimic that. So we're going to separate our egg whites off from our egg yolks, and then we're going to carefully take a small box grater and grate each of them down separately. Again, this technique you do not have to use. You can just chop your eggs, you can quarter your eggs, you can slice them however you want and you feel comfortable with. As long as the egg gets to the dish, you will have an asparagus mimosa. Our next step is to make a simple vinaigrette. So we're going to use a couple of simple ingredients, including mustard, onion, vinegar, and oil. Now, traditionally, this dish calls for shallots. That is a small torpedo-shaped onion, kind of a blush of purple to it. It is a very mild onion and something that you can pick up in the store for relatively inexpensive. We don't have one of those on hand, and it's not something we typically have at the house, but we always do have onions. So we're going to give you a bonus technique inside of this skill here about how to take a very spicy white or Spanish onion and tame it down. This is a technique that I actually use quite often when I want to tame down the onion flavor without completely losing it. So we're going to finely dice or brunoise our onion here, and then we're going to rinse our onion. We're going to add that to a small sieve bowl strainer like this one here. And we're going to go run it under cold water for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. That cold water is going to wash away a lot of the volatile compounds that make those onions seem spicy in your mouth. Now that we've got those rinsed, we're going to create our vinaigrette. We're going to add some mustard to a bowl, red wine vinegar. Now in this case, typically it would be white wine vinegar in the classic French mimosa, but this is what we've got here. This is the cool thing about this dish too, is it can handle different vinegars. If you've got champagne, if you've got red wine, if you've got white wine, if you've got just white distilled, it will all work. You just have to tweak with the seasoning from there. We're going to mix all that together along with some capers, and again, those rinsed onions. Capers are going to bring a nice salty, briny hit to this, and it is again a very French ingredient. I'm going to start mixing that together, and then we're going to slowly stream in the oil here. Paisley's helping me with the squeeze bottle. We're going to just mix it together until it forms a loose vinaigrette. Now, it will slightly break eventually, but right now it is all combined, is semi-emulsified, and this is perfect. We're going to taste it to make sure it is delicious. We're going to re-season if we need it. And now our final step, we get to plate like a pro. The cool thing about this dish is you don't have to if you don't want to. It can be as rustic as you want it, as long as everything is seasoned well, everything is blanched and cooked properly, your eggs are cooked well, and you know what you're doing here. Now, before we start plating, we've got one more ingredient to prep, and this is a bonus ingredient too. We're going to grab some chives from our garden. We're going to mince them fine. This is that extra step that takes a dish and elevates it to something that would look like you'd get it in a fine dining restaurant, but you're doing it at home. So now that we've got all of our ingredients ready, we're going to grab our plate. Now we're going to line our asparagus up so all of the tip ends are on one side and the trimmed ends are on the other. Next, we're going to take our vinaigrette and we're going to pour that over. This is the main seasoning component of the dish. You want to make sure that you have enough of the vinaigrette on that each bite is going to get some of that amazing flavor that you just created. From here, then we're going to add our eggs. We're going to take our whites, we're going to put those down in a line right down the center, and then we're going to add our yolks. Looks just like that flour that we showed you earlier, doesn't it? From here, we're going to just garnish with a little bit of that chive, and there you have it. Just like a pro, you've got asparagus mimosa. You've used a couple of simple ingredients. You have stewarded the gift of asparagus, a beautiful bounty in the garden. It's inexpensive, it's beautiful, and it tastes amazing. This is truly what Red Shoe Chefs lives for. Beautiful, elevated food that you can do at home. It tastes amazing, that doesn't cost you a whole lot, and that elevates your skills in the kitchen every step of the way. Thanks for helping, Paisley. We love having you in the kitchen and the garden too. We hope that has helped you and that you had fun along the way. Thank you for sticking around. And again, if you want more like this, let us know in the comments. Drop down there, say hi. We love meeting with you. We love talking with you. We love sharing in the kitchen with you. No matter where you are, we love cooking with you too. So If you want more of what we're doing, go ahead and press that bell notification so that way when we come out with our next episodes, you're the first ones to get it. If you want to support what we're doing here, support our mission, go ahead and check out the links to all of the equipment that we stand behind and the ones that we've used in this episode too. At no extra cost to you, it'll take you over to Amazon where you can pick that up and follow along with us here. That helps support what we are doing as well. So until the next one, we'll see ya.
Bye.
Bend it over.
Oh, that's a big one.